This is the ranking of zodiac signs from the most dangerous to the safest. Yes. And before you take this too literally, understand what dangerous truly means. I am not speaking only about physical danger. I am speaking about emotional intensity, manipulation, coldness, explosive reactions, the ability to destroy someone psychologically when operating from shadow. Every sign carries light, but every sign also carries darkness. Some become vengeful when unhealed. Some become ruthless. Some become impulsive. Some become silent strategists who strike when you least expect it. And the most terrifying truth is this: danger does not always scream. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it hugs you. Sometimes it promises eternal loyalty. Today you will see a direct ranking. No filters. From the sign that can be the most dangerous in its darkest form, to the sign that tends to be the safest emotionally. Subscribe now, so you do not miss the next revelation. And comment below your zodiac sign, because I want to see who is here on the dangerous side, and who is on the safe side. Now listen carefully, because this is where the ranking becomes serious. This is where the zodiac stops being entertainment, and starts becoming a warning. Scorpio. Yes. Scorpio takes the first position. Not because Scorpio is evil, but because Scorpio, when unhealed, is the most psychologically intense sign in the zodiac. Scorpio does not explode randomly. Scorpio calculates. Scorpio observes. Scorpio waits. This sign feels everything deeply, but it does not show everything. Scorpio studies you, learns your weaknesses, understands your fears, memorizes your secrets, and if betrayed, or if operating from shadow, Scorpio does not forget. They do not react immediately. They do not scream without reason. They internalize. They strategize. And when they strike, it is precise. Scorpio's danger is emotional and psychological. They know how to manipulate without being obvious. They know how to withdraw affection as punishment. They know how to test loyalty without telling you. Jealousy in Scorpio can become obsession. Love in Scorpio can become control. Pain in Scorpio can become revenge. And the most unsettling part is how calm they can look while feeling chaos inside. Scorpio in shadow does not lose control. They control the situation. That is why they rank first. Because their darkness is silent, deep, strategic. But remember this clearly. An evolved Scorpio is one of the most loyal, protective, and transformative souls in the zodiac. Their danger only appears when they are wounded and unhealed. Aries. Aries takes the second position. Not because Aries is calculated, but because Aries is explosive. Where Scorpio is silent fire, Aries is open flame. Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of war, the planet of action, the planet of impulse. When balanced, Aries is courageous, protective, direct, fearless. But when unbalanced, Aries reacts before thinking. Anger can be immediate. Words can be sharp. Actions can be reckless. Aries does not always plan revenge. Aries reacts in the moment, and that reaction can destroy relationships in seconds. They can say things they do not mean. They can make decisions they later regret. They can act out of pride and refuse to apologize immediately. Aries' danger is emotional volatility. They can intimidate. They can dominate. They can escalate conflict quickly. And if their ego feels threatened, they may fight instead of reflect. Unlike Scorpio, Aries does not hide darkness. Aries shows it openly. The storm is loud. The anger is visible. The reaction is immediate. But it also passes quickly. Because Aries does not hold grudges the way Scorpio does. Aries burns fast, but cools fast too. Still, the damage of impulsive reactions can be real. That is why Aries ranks second. If you want me to continue with positions 3 and 4, subscribe now, so you do not miss the next part of this ranking. And comment below your sign, because I want to see who is watching from the top of the list. Capricorn. Now we enter a different kind of danger. Not emotional chaos. Not explosive anger. But something colder. Something quieter. Something far more controlled. Capricorn takes the third position. And I speak carefully here. Because Capricorn does not look dangerous. Capricorn looks disciplined, mature, responsible, stable. But power does not always shout. Sometimes it calculates. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, authority, control, consequences. Saturn does not forgive easily. Saturn does not act emotionally. Saturn acts strategically. And that is where Capricorn's danger lives. When Capricorn is healed, they are builders, protectors, providers, leaders. But when Capricorn is unhealed, ambition becomes obsession. Control becomes manipulation. Success becomes more important than humanity. Capricorn does not destroy impulsively like Aries. Capricorn does not strike emotionally like Scorpio. Capricorn calculates long term. They can cut you off without emotion. They can remove you from their life like deleting a file. They can choose status over loyalty, money over love, power over connection, and they will justify it. Because in their mind it was necessary. It was logical. It was the right move. This is why Capricorn can be dangerous. They can disconnect from guilt. They can detach from emotion. They can suppress empathy if it interferes with their goals. And the scariest part is how calm they remain. No drama. No explosion. No visible remorse. Just silence. Just action. Capricorn can also manipulate through resources, through stability, through authority. They may not scream at you, but they may control the environment. They may control finances. They may control opportunities. They may control access. And once control is established, they do not need aggression. They hold the power. Capricorn in shadow can become emotionally unavailable, cold, unreachable. And if you confront them with feelings, they may respond with logic. They may say you are overreacting. They may dismiss your pain as weakness. That emotional dismissal can break a person slowly. Capricorn can also hold grudges silently. They do not forget betrayal. They do not forget disrespect. They do not forget humiliation. But they will not react immediately. They will wait. They will rebuild. They will position themselves higher. And when the time comes, they may make a move that shifts everything. Not emotionally, strategically. That is why Capricorn ranks third. Because their danger is not noise. It is structure. It is planning. It is silent dominance. Gemini. Now we move to number 4. Gemini. And Gemini's danger is completely different from Capricorn's. Capricorn controls systems. Gemini controls perception. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, speech, information, influence. Gemini is fast, adaptable, clever, charming. When evolved, Gemini is brilliant, funny, creative, curious. But when unhealed, Gemini becomes mentally dangerous. They can lie without visible fear. They can change stories effortlessly. They can adjust their personality depending on who is watching. And you may never know which version is real. Gemini's danger is psychological. They can twist words. They can redirect conversations. They can make you question your memory. They can make you doubt your own reality. And they do it with a smile. Gemini does not look threatening. Gemini looks playful, social, harmless. But information is power. And Gemini collects information constantly. They listen. They observe. They remember small details. And if unbalanced, they may use those details strategically. Gemini can betray through gossip, through sharing secrets casually, through speaking about you in rooms you are not in. Not always out of malice. Sometimes out of boredom. Sometimes out of entertainment. Sometimes out of ego. But the damage is real. Gemini can also manipulate through confusion. If confronted, they may laugh. They may minimize. They may deny. They may flip the situation. And suddenly you are defending yourself. That is the danger. Gemini does not need physical control. They use mental agility. They can make you feel dramatic. They can make you feel insecure. They can make you feel unstable. And if you are not strong in your intuition, you may fall into their narrative. Gemini's shadow also includes inconsistency. They may promise one thing, do another, say they are committed, then disappear emotionally. Not because they hate you, but because they are restless, because they crave stimulation, because they get bored easily. And boredom in Gemini can lead to betrayal. They chase novelty. They chase excitement. They chase mental sparks. And if a relationship feels too predictable, they may look elsewhere instead of fixing it. This does not make Gemini purely evil, but it makes them unpredictable. And unpredictability is dangerous, because you never fully know where you stand. The danger only appears when intellect is separated from integrity. That is when words become weapons. If you want me to continue with number 5 and 6, subscribe now, so you do not miss the next part of this ranking. And comment below your zodiac sign, because I want to see who is climbing this list and who is breathing in relief. Leo. Now we enter a different kind of danger. A danger that shines. A danger that looks beautiful. A danger that feels magnetic. Leo takes the 5th position. And many people will disagree at first, because Leo is known for warmth, for generosity, for loyalty, for protection. And yes, when Leo is evolved, they are one of the most loving signs in the zodiac. They defend their people like a lion defends its kingdom. They inspire. They uplift. They give courage to those who feel weak. But when Leo is unhealed, the light becomes ego. And ego becomes dangerous. Leo is ruled by the sun, the planet of identity, pride, recognition, authority. Leo needs to feel important. Leo needs to feel admired. Leo needs to feel respected. And there is nothing wrong with that. But when this need becomes insecurity, Leo can turn toxic. Because an unhealed Leo does not just want love. They want worship. They want loyalty that feels like devotion. They want attention that feels like a throne. And when they do not receive it, they react. Not always with violence, but with dominance, with emotional pressure, with silent punishment, with manipulation through pride. Leo in shadow can become controlling, not through secrecy like Scorpio, but through presence, through intimidation, through the power of their personality. They can make you feel small without even trying. They can dominate conversations, dominate relationships, dominate attention. And if someone else begins to shine, jealousy awakens. Leo may still smile. They may still clap. They may still praise you publicly. But inside they compare. Inside they compete. Inside they feel threatened. And that threat becomes dangerous because Leo does not like losing status. Leo can betray through ego, through pride, through the desire to be admired by everyone. They may flirt just to feel powerful. They may entertain attention just to prove they still have control. They may push boundaries because they crave validation. And the scariest part is how justified they feel. They may tell themselves they deserve it. They may tell themselves they are simply being themselves. They may tell themselves they are not doing anything wrong. But deep inside it is hunger. The hunger to be seen, to be chosen, to be the center. Leo can also become emotionally dramatic in shadow. They can create storms for attention. They can escalate conflict just to feel powerful again. They can turn love into a performance. And if you do not praise them, they may punish you with distance, with coldness, with silent pride. Leo's danger is not subtle. It is radiant. It is visible. It is emotional intensity mixed with ego. They can destroy relationships simply because they cannot tolerate feeling disrespected. And because Leo's pride is strong, they may refuse to apologize first. Even when they know they are wrong, they may choose ego over peace. That is why Leo ranks 5th. Because when the sun is in shadow, it burns. And it burns everyone too close. Aquarius. Now we move to number 6. Aquarius. And Aquarius is dangerous in the coldest way. Aquarius does not explode like Aries. Aquarius does not manipulate like Scorpio. Aquarius does not dominate like Leo. Aquarius detaches. And detachment is one of the most terrifying forms of emotional danger. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of rebellion, independence, sudden change, unexpected endings. Aquarius is the sign of the outsider, the visionary, the one who thinks differently. When evolved, Aquarius is brilliant, innovative, loyal in their own way, focused on truth, focused on justice. But when unhealed, Aquarius becomes emotionally unreachable. And that emotional distance can destroy people slowly. Aquarius can love you while acting like they do not need you. Aquarius can care while refusing to show it. Aquarius can stay physically present while being emotionally absent. And the worst part is this. They can do it without guilt. Not because they are evil, but because they rationalize pain. Aquarius believes emotions can be irrational. They believe feelings can be weakness. They believe attachment can be a trap. So instead of facing emotional depth, they escape into logic, into cold reasoning, into silence. Aquarius in shadow can make you feel like your emotions are too much. They can make you feel dramatic. They can make you feel needy. They can make you feel like love is something you should not ask for. And slowly, you begin to shrink yourself. That is the danger. Because Aquarius does not scream. Aquarius does not fight loudly. Aquarius disappears. They ghost. They withdraw. They detach. They vanish emotionally without explanation. And while you are drowning in confusion, they remain calm. They remain distant. They remain untouchable. Aquarius can also manipulate through intellectual superiority. They can dominate debates. They can twist logic. They can make you feel foolish for feeling pain. They may say you are overreacting. They may say you are imagining things. They may say you are too emotional. And instead of comforting you, they analyze you. That emotional coldness can feel like cruelty. Aquarius in shadow can also betray suddenly, without warning, without closure. One day they are there. The next day they are gone. And you are left questioning everything. Aquarius is also unpredictable. They change their mind quickly. They shift directions suddenly. They end cycles abruptly. This unpredictability can create emotional instability for anyone who loves them deeply. That is why Aquarius ranks 6th. Because their danger is not anger. It is emotional absence. It is detachment. It is the ability to cut you off like you never existed, and to move forward without looking back. If you want me to continue with numbers 7 and 8, subscribe now so you do not miss the next part of this ranking. And comment below your zodiac sign, because I want to see who is still climbing the list and who is finally feeling safe. Taurus. Now we reach number 7. Taurus. And many people will not understand this ranking at first, because Taurus is known as loyal, stable, grounded, reliable. And yes, when Taurus is healed, they are one of the most trustworthy signs you can ever meet. They build slowly. They commit deeply. They protect what they love. They stay when others leave. But I speak as Nostradamus. And in my visions, Taurus appears like the earth itself. Silent, strong, unmovable. And the truth is simple. What makes Taurus safe in light can make Taurus dangerous in shadow. Because Taurus does not bend easily. Taurus does not forgive quickly. Taurus does not forget disrespect. Their loyalty is powerful, but their stubbornness can become destructive. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of comfort, possession, pleasure, desire. Taurus craves stability, but when unhealed, stability becomes control. Comfort becomes obsession. Love becomes ownership. And that is where Taurus becomes dangerous. Taurus does not usually manipulate with words. They manipulate with presence, with silence, with emotional pressure. If Taurus feels threatened, they do not always scream. They hold back affection. They withdraw warmth. They become colder. They become distant. And their silence is heavy. It feels like punishment. Taurus can also become possessive. Not because they want to hurt you, but because they fear losing what they believe belongs to them. And this is where jealousy grows. Taurus jealousy is not playful. It is intense. It is territorial. It is deeply rooted in insecurity. If Taurus feels betrayed, their shadow awakens. And once it awakens, they become unstoppable in their anger. Because Taurus has patience. But when pushed too far, Taurus becomes rage. And Taurus rage is not fast like Aries. It is slow. It is deep. It is heavy. They do not explode quickly. They build pressure over time. They hold resentment. They store pain. And then one day they break. That moment can be shocking. Because you never saw it coming. Because Taurus looked calm for so long. Taurus can also become dangerous through resistance to change. They may refuse to grow. refuse to evolve, refuse to adapt. And if they feel you are changing, they may sabotage you emotionally. Not openly, but subtly. They may guilt you. They may make you feel selfish. They may make you feel like you are abandoning them by evolving. This is the shadow of Taurus. They want stability so badly that they may try to trap people inside old versions of themselves. Taurus is also capable of holding grudges for years. They may forgive outwardly, but inside they remember. And that memory becomes poison if they do not heal it. Taurus ranks 7th because their danger is not chaos. It is stubborn control, possessive energy, and emotional pressure that can suffocate. But when Taurus is evolved, they become one of the safest signs in existence. That is why they sit in the middle. Sagittarius. Now we reach number 8. Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is not dangerous in a dark, manipulative way. Sagittarius is dangerous in a reckless way. Sagittarius is the sign of freedom, adventure, expansion, exploration. They are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of luck, growth, excess. Sagittarius energy is big, bold, restless, unpredictable. When healed, Sagittarius is inspiring, optimistic, fearless, a light in the darkness. But when unhealed, Sagittarius becomes careless. They can hurt people without meaning to. They can betray promises because they hate feeling trapped. They can disappear because commitment feels like a cage. Sagittarius does not always think about consequences. They chase experience. They chase excitement. They chase new horizons. And sometimes they leave destruction behind them. Sagittarius can be brutally honest. And honesty without empathy becomes cruelty. They may speak truths that cut deep. They may expose your weaknesses without realizing the damage. They may laugh at things that are sacred to you, not because they are evil, but because they do not always understand emotional sensitivity. Sagittarius in shadow can also be unreliable. They promise big. They dream big. They speak about forever. But when the reality becomes heavy, they escape. They may disappear emotionally. They may avoid responsibility. They may choose freedom over loyalty. This is why Sagittarius can be dangerous. They are not toxic through manipulation. They are toxic through instability. Their energy is fire mixed with wind, always moving, always changing, always chasing the next thrill. Sagittarius can also become arrogant when unhealed. They may believe they know everything. They may dismiss your feelings as weakness. They may act like they are above emotional depth. And that arrogance can destroy connection. Sagittarius ranks 8th because their danger is not calculated. It is impulsive freedom. It is emotional inconsistency. It is the tendency to run when things require depth. But an evolved Sagittarius is a gift. They bring hope. They bring courage. They bring vision. Their danger only appears when they refuse responsibility. If you want me to continue with numbers 9 and 10, subscribe now so you do not miss the next part of this ranking. And comment below your zodiac sign, because we are now entering the safest part of the list. Cancer. Now we enter the safer side of the ranking. But do not confuse safer with harmless. Cancer takes the 9th position. Cancer is known for sensitivity, for nurturing, for loyalty, for emotional depth. And it is true. When Cancer is healed, they are one of the most protective and loving signs in the zodiac. They care deeply. They attach deeply. They love deeply. But depth can drown when unbalanced. Cancer is ruled by the moon, the planet of emotion, memory, mood, inner wounds. Cancer feels everything, and that is both their power and their weakness. When unhealed, Cancer does not become physically dangerous. Cancer becomes emotionally overwhelming. They can manipulate through guilt, through tears, through silence, through victimhood. Not always intentionally, but emotionally. Cancer in shadow may not scream. They may withdraw. They may become passive-aggressive. They may punish you by becoming distant. Their love can turn into control. Their care can turn into emotional dependency. Cancer's greatest fear is abandonment. And when that fear is triggered, they may act in desperate ways. They may cling too tightly. They may accuse without proof. They may create emotional storms where none existed. But their danger is not calculated cruelty. It is emotional instability. Cancer may hurt you because they are hurt. They may accuse because they are insecure. They may overreact because they are afraid. Their shadow is rooted in fear, not malice. That is why Cancer ranks 9th. Because while they can become emotionally manipulative when unhealed, they are rarely intentionally destructive. They feel too much to be cold. They care too much to be ruthless. And when evolved, Cancer becomes one of the safest hearts in the zodiac. Virgo. Now we move to number 10. Virgo. Virgo is often misunderstood, seen as critical, serious, reserved. But Virgo is not naturally dangerous. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, like Gemini. But Virgo's energy is grounded, analytical, precise. When healed, Virgo is loyal, responsible, protective in quiet ways, reliable beyond expectation. But when unhealed, Virgo's danger lies in criticism. Not physical harm, not emotional chaos, but mental pressure. Virgo sees flaws. Virgo sees patterns. Virgo sees details others miss. And if unbalanced, they may point out those flaws constantly. They may criticize your behavior, your choices, your habits, your dreams, not because they want to hurt you, but because they believe they are helping. However, constant correction becomes emotional erosion. Virgo in shadow can make you feel like you are never enough, never organized enough, never smart enough, never stable enough. They can be perfectionists not only with themselves, but with others. And perfectionism can suffocate love. Virgo may also overthink to the point of paranoia. They may question loyalty quietly. They may analyze your tone. They may analyze your behavior. But unlike Scorpio, Virgo does not seek revenge. Virgo seeks control through order. If stressed, Virgo can become anxious and rigid. They may try to fix everything, control everything, organize everything. And when things fall apart, they may emotionally shut down. But Virgo's shadow rarely turns destructive. They are more likely to hurt themselves with anxiety than to hurt others with cruelty. That is why Virgo ranks 10th. Their danger is subtle, critical, psychological in small doses. But compared to the top of this list, Virgo is far safer. If you want me to finish with numbers 11 and 12, subscribe now so you do not miss the final part of this ranking. And comment below your zodiac sign, because we are now approaching the safest energy in the zodiac. Now you have seen the full ranking, from the most intense to the most emotionally safe. But remember this clearly: no sign is born dangerous, and no sign is born perfect. Darkness appears when wounds are ignored, when ego controls choices, when fear replaces self-awareness. The zodiac does not decide your character. Your evolution does. A healed Scorpio is powerful but loyal. A healed Aries is strong but protective. A healed Capricorn is disciplined but fair. A healed Gemini is intelligent but honest. And even the safest sign can become toxic when unhealed. So do not use this ranking to judge. Use it to understand. Use it to grow. Use it to protect your energy. If this list surprised you, subscribe now so you do not miss the next revelation. And comment below your zodiac sign and tell me honestly, do you agree with your position on this ranking?